This video will help you get to the 6 and 7 figures with ease by applying Andrew Huberman's toolkit for optimal and superhuman performance. Alright, so morning routine according to Andrew Huberman. So he suggests waking up between 6 to 6:30 a.m. Right after that, he suggests to have a quick meditation session, drink a glass of water with a pinch of salt or any electrolytes that you have available to replenish your sodium that you lost during the night. Then he suggests also to get natural sunlight first thing after waking up, and training, cold exposure, delaying caffeine intake for 90 to 120 minutes after waking up, and get at least 90 minutes of deep work session. So this is a very good morning routine. I've been trying that in the past and it really helped me out, especially drinking electrolytes in the morning, getting sunlight in. Sometimes these small things can do a lot of positive effects, right? I've also seen other people, as well as I used to do that a couple of years back, go for a walk for 10 to 15 minutes immediately after I woke up. And that was very helpful, to be honest. But this is a recommendation, is a suggestion. You can always play around with it, and you can add a walk, you don't have to, but this is a very solid morning routine that will help you get ready for the day. So when it comes to sleep, Andrew suggests to view bright sunlight within the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking to optimize sleep and wakefulness. So bright light exposure is very important in the morning, so make sure that you try that as well. The next thing is temperature regulation. So cold water exposure such as cold shower or splashing cold water to your face can help you wake up and increase alertness. So increase your core body temperature early in the day throughout the exercise to promote wakefulness as well. If you want, you can do not only cold shower, but you can do ice bath as well if you really want to get this to the next level, right? Third point is caffeine timing. So delay caffeine intake 90 to 180 minutes after waking to avoid afternoon crash. Avoid consuming caffeine in the late afternoon and evening hours to prevent sleep disturbance. And it's a rule of thumb to avoid coffee at least 6 to 10 hours before you go to sleep. Make sure that your sleep is not going to be interrupted and you have good readiness in the morning. Next, we have behavior tools. So maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is very important, even on the weekend. So you want to wake up the same time 7 days a week, because your body doesn't know that today is Friday and tomorrow is Saturday. So train yourself to wake up at the same time every single day. Consider napping in the afternoon. If needed, keep the nap duration moderate. If you're the type of person, you can take a chronotype test. You're going to find out which of the 4 chronotypes you are. But if you're a type of person that is very sensitive to taking naps in the afternoon, then I would avoid it, right? Because it can really disrupt your sleep later on and you will be having troubles to falling asleep. So you really need to test this out for yourself and really see if you're the type of person that can take a nap, in the afternoon, or rather you should just wait and go to sleep then. But if you cannot, or if you don't want to take a nap, you can try NSDR scripts or NSDR meditations or yoga nidra to promote falling asleep and staying asleep. It can take even 10 to 20 minutes depending on what scripts and what yoga nidra you use, but it will really help you get that REM sleep in very fast so you feel rested, right? Some people even do it right, when they wake up in the morning, they feel tired. After a couple of hours, they do yoga nidra, or in the afternoon, just don't want to take a nap. They just want to have quick meditation, quote unquote, or just want to get that energy back. So they do yoga nidra and NSDR, and they feel amazing afterwards. So you can try that as well if you don't want to have a nap, right? Another thing is avoidance of artificial light. So avoid bright lights, especially overhead lights between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. Now this depends, because if you go to sleep earlier than 10 p.m., then a good rule of thumb to follow is at least 1 to 2 hours before bed. Make sure that your overhead lights are not on. Make sure that you dim your lights in the room, red or orange, and make sure that they're also not that bright. That will help you promote melatonin and also help you fall asleep. Minimize exposure to bright artificial lights, including screens in the late evening and nighttime hours. But if you're working late, or if you want to check something, or if you really need for some reason the screen, download an app called Flax, and that will help you turn your blue screen into more like an orange screen, which will stop your eyes from consuming a lot of blue light. Or you can wear blue light blockers that help as well. So that's something for minimizing exposure. When it comes to supplements, consider using supplements such as magnesium threonate, apigenin, and L-theanine to enhance sleep quality. These supplements have demonstrated positive effects on falling asleep and staying asleep. The next thing we have here is focus. Now you can stop this video, read this through, but I want to make this video very actionable, so I'm just gonna go to the actionable steps you can take. But if you want, you can just stop this and really read about how focus works. But I'm going to present you with the practical things that you can apply ASAP. So Number one, minimize distractions. Create a conducive environment for focus by eliminating and reducing distractions such as noise, clutter, and interruptions. Make sure that you don't have any distractions, notifications coming in, and that you have clear environment, which is very, very important for focus. Number two, set goals. Define specific and achievable goals that you want to accomplish. This will give you a sense of purpose and help you stay focused on the task at hand. Once you have the plan and once you have the clear goals, you want to prioritize those tasks, right? You want to define the tasks that are most important to tackle first. So the hardest tasks first thing in the morning or first thing when you get to them. By prioritizing, you can allocate focus and energy effectively. Utilize binaural beats. Consider binaural beats, which are available in multiple apps like Brain FM or Endel, which are free to some extent, and can help you enhance focus and concentration during cognitive work or before workouts as well. They can prime you for a better focus work. Practice mindfulness, engage in mindfulness techniques such as meditations or deep breathing exercise to train your mind to stay present in the moment. That's why meditations are amazing. It's not to be like woo-woo or something, but meditations are great because you can train yourself to focus. You can train yourself to not listen to the voices and the thoughts you have in your head and acting like them. You can train to have more control over yourself. And this is what will help you big time when it comes to focus. Next thing is taking regular breaks. Allow yourself to take short breaks between focused periods. So if you're working for 15 minutes, make sure you have at least 10-minute break. Make sure that you take breaks no matter what. Leverage non-sleep deep rest, NSDR, which we covered before. You can do that to also regain and enhance your focus. So shallow naps after learning task can enhance memory, concentration, and subsequent performance. So it will help you memorize things better and help you stay focused and help you stay on track. Another thing for having a great focus based on Andrew Huberman is to manage your stress levels. High levels of stress can impede focus. Adapt stress management techniques like exercise and meditations, relaxation, or engage in activities that you enjoy, like being with your loved ones, right? But don't try to reduce stress with like alcohol or smoking, because that will actually do the opposite and add more stress to your body than you think. And last thing is to get enough sleep. You have to make sure that if you want to have a good focus session during the day and a long focus session, you need to have a good high quality sleep each and every night. So that is very, very important. So now I'm going to quickly talk about motivation and drive and how to have high motivation levels and drive every single day according to Andrew Huberman. So again, if you want to pause, you can pause and read how motivation and drive works and how it connects with dopamine. But if you want to have more actionable steps, I'm going to dive right into them right now. So number one, engage in a deep controlled breathing and journaling, including techniques to enhance focus and productivity. Number two, attach dopamine to long-term goals to boost motivation, but avoid artificially increasing dopamine levels through supplementation, prescription drugs, or even social media. So this is when we talk about cheap dopamine versus the dopamine we want to get, like dopamine from working on our business. So avoid cheap dopamine at all costs, or at least learn to limit it at the beginning and try to have that dopamine when you're working on your business and have that from your long-term goals and from your working sessions. Next thing is to prioritize practices such as, again, good sleep and mindfulness to help you stay motivated. Because if you had a bad night's sleep and you are stressful all the time, you're going to have no motivation left to work on your business and to do something good for yourself and for your future. So make sure that the basics are there. Basics like reducing stress and having a good night's sleep. That's the base that you always need to follow when you want to have constant levels of motivation. Next thing, you want to seek novelty and surprises to trigger dopamine releases and encourage exploration of potential rewarding experiences. So when you're working on something tedious every single day, it can get boring and you won't have any dopamine out of it, which will pretty much signal to your brain that you need to dopamine elsewhere. And this is how we get to social media and watching TV shows, drinking alcohol and stuff like that. So you always want to introduce some sort of a novelty to your days, to your tasks. Anything small that can give you this quote-unquote shiny object, but you don't really want to shift a lot, but you want to introduce something nice, something small, something new to your days that will help you spike that dopamine and keep you motivated and keep you going. Next thing to remember is that you want to celebrate achievements in moderation to maintain balanced dopamine system and sustain motivation for continuing pursuit. So celebrate every small thing, every small step that you make along the way, and every small win. Like, you've done 20 outreaches a day, celebrate it. It's a win. And if you keep stacking those wins, you're going to stack that dopamine towards that thing. And it's going to be very easy for you to stay motivated and driven to do those boring tasks and hard things that you hated at the beginning. So make sure that you celebrate every single step and every single small win. You want to, again, set a clear and meaningful goals, and you want to prioritize them as well. And another thing for motivation is diet plays a huge role. So you want to also make sure that you have the right diet in place, as well as some supplementation protocol that helps you stay driven and helps that dopamine. And the last part from the Andrew Huberman's toolkit is reducing stress protocol. So something that he suggests is breathing techniques such as practice exhale emphasized breathing to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and promote relaxation. So make exhales longer and more vigorous than inhales. There's something called like box breathing as well that you can try that will help you reduce stress too. Second thing is cold water exposure. So again, like what we talked about before, you want to engage in some sort of a cold shower or cold exposure of any kind, like ice baths, or you can even get inside a very, very cold room. That has the same effect. It doesn't have to be water precisely, but cold water is the easiest thing to get cold exposure. Right? It will help you build resilience to stress over time. So give it a go if you haven't already. Social connection is very important when reducing stress. You want to be surrounded with the people that you love, and you want to have the social connection frequently so you don't feel depressed and alone, because that doesn't really help with the stress. And that's not what we want to do when growing our business. We don't want to feel like we're cut off from the world. We still want to have social connection in our life. So make sure that you also prioritize this from time to time, and it will help you really reduce stress, just like Andrew Huberman suggests. And the last thing for reducing stress is supplementation. A great supplement that we already talked about with sleep supplements is Lethane. It has calming and relaxing effects without causing drowsiness. It reduces stress and improves sleep quality. And here is doses that range from 100 to 400 milligrams per day that you can try. So that was everything from this Andrew Huberman's toolkit. In the future, if you want, you can let me know down in the comments if you'd like to record like some sort of part 2 of this Andrew Huberman's toolkit and concise all of his lessons into this one video. So if you want a part 2 and then part 3, just let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to create one for you. So that's everything from me for this now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, then give it a like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.